Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Advancement Center, to the world of and beyond magic and miracles, the life behind everything. It's an incredibly windy day here in Santa Barbara. Therefore, we're indoors today. And it's always such a different feeling to be inside, but it's so interesting. Just before this broadcast began, there was this huge gust of wind, almost like the natural world reminding me, we're right here. Even if you're not sitting outside, the natural world has just been a key part of my life since I've been here on planet Earth. I've had a relationship with the trees and the ocean and the mountains and the animals as long as I can remember. And this past week, something different happened. And I actually forgot about it until Simeon broadcast for us this past Saturday. And as he started to speak, everything went quiet for me because I knew instantly what he was speaking of. So I'm going to share this today. It may sound a little bit strange, but I'm going to introduce it by the introduction, the beginning words of Simeon's broadcast. As he says, as we look upon the open oceans of the earth and the seas beyond its boundaries, we see movement that has never been seen before. The energies from the outer reaches of the universe and the energies and the fields of the earth and the waters are mingling together to prepare a mixture of joy and satisfaction to seep deep within the earth and to reflect the work of many centuries by yourselves, by us, and by those who are not listed. So what just rushed in as he was speaking those words, all I know, it was a couple days before. I believe I was driving, must have been driving. I don't remember what time of day, but I drive an hour roughly to and from work and here for this broadcast from up north. And a good part of the drive, you're right next to the open ocean. And I was realizing just this morning how unique it is to have this vantage point where you can literally be driving and just look out over the ocean. And the number of times that I've had this conscious awareness connection with this ocean, it's like I experience its being, its very essence as I watch it move, and you watch the clouds play upon it, or you watch the dolphins jump out of it. But there's sometimes when I have felt this power, its power. Those days when there's, I don't know what they're called, surges coming in. So I'm not looking at waves, I'm just feeling the rising of the water in, like if you had a container and the whole thing moves like this. Those days when it's moving in that way, it's very powerful for me. Well, anyway, back to my story. So this particular day, something happened, and it wasn't from the mind, so I can't, it's going to be interesting to describe it. Something like a signal came in, and next thing I know, in a very powerful way, with a lot of intention, but I don't even know if I can tell you what the intention was. I think I even used my hands. I might have taken my hands off the steering wheel for a moment. And I was, wow, I don't know what I was doing, but I was connecting with the ocean. It was like I was speaking with the ocean. And I was experiencing an energy, its energy. And I don't know if I was supporting, I don't know exactly what was happening, but this movement was like me diving deep into the ocean, bringing it up, and just sending the energies of the ocean everywhere, into the earth, into everything around. It was a very powerful experience, and almost as quickly as it happened, I forgot about it, honestly, until Simeon spoke. And as he started to speak these words I just read you, I just got goosebumps. And I am so excited with this latest message. I am beyond myself. And more of his words, as new life generates within the waters, the life of the sea will expand and spread to the earth and nourish in ways that has not been observed ever before, from new growth to new livelihood. The sea will advance in front of everything else, and the products that come from the movement of the waters will vaporize, move into the air, and seed the earth. This is underway in a form that will not be explained for many, many centuries, but it has been seen by the scientists for many hundreds of years. But right now it's being revealed to all of you so that you can know there is much more at hand than what is revealed on a daily basis. So that's just a little tiny piece of what I'm just extraordinarily excited about. There's so much more. I really highly recommend viewing Simeon's February 12th broadcast. If you are so moved to do so, it was extraordinarily powerful. But what I want to share is this. It's almost like every day or every week, I get to see. It's like opening a gift. And it's not like it's something new. It's like opening a gift that's already yours, but you're unwrapping it and you're seeing it for the first time, but you're not, if this makes any sense. I have felt so different as long as I can remember. For many, many years, I felt like there was something wrong with me because sometimes I felt like I didn't know how to be here on planet Earth. It was a little bit strange in many ways. I remember when I was very young, my first experience of receiving spikes or really mean behaviors from a little girl who I thought was my friend. Things like that were always like shocking and hurtful. But then there were other things. I could sense things. I could feel things that were about to happen, or I could just sense things that it didn't seem like anyone else I knew could sense. And the other day on the front drive where I work, as I drive the house car for this beautiful hotel on the ocean here, and I had taken this woman and her daughter to dinner, and older, and I'm bringing them back to the hotel. I've just driven onto the front drive. I'm directly in front of the door of the hotel. So we have a circle with a fountain in the middle of it. Well, instantly I felt something. So we were probably in the midst of a conversation. That's usually how it goes. Even if the drive from the restaurant back to the hotel is 3 minutes, there's always something interesting, some interesting interaction that happens. So, but I am instantly driving up to that spot, had an awareness of something that was off. So I sort of interrupted everything, and I just said, because they were getting ready to get out of the car, and I said, just hold on a minute. And sure enough, this large pickup truck that should have been heading straight out off the drive was making a strange maneuver, like back around the drive, which is opposite direction of our traffic flow. So I tried to signal out the window to one of the valets, could you please look after this guy? He's doing something strange, which they did. And the man driving the truck came on the other, so he was coming around the other side of the fountain where my car was with the guests. And as he's curving back around to drive out between me and the fountain, out the correct exit, just as he's starting the curve back, he punches it. It was scary. It was, I think it was more than the power of the car. I think it was also the craziness of the driver, because there was this very strong jolting feeling. And the women's response, first of all, they were extraordinarily grateful that I stopped them from getting out of the car. But, you know, how did you know? They were so puzzled that I knew something was off. And then it was over and it was done. But it's just come to my awareness as all of this that I'm sharing with you, that I've always had extraordinary sensitivity to energies, all kinds, all of them. So one of the most beautiful things about having this sensitivity in my life experience is when I get to watch on camera, listen via audio, read the words of Robert and Simeon, who, when I first met him in 2011, felt such an instant connection that I'd come home, and then to hear him speak for the first time, and I felt, wow, someone's speaking my language, and I didn't even know I had a language. But to experience these transmissions, it comes into the core of my being and beyond. And there's just so many things that happen But what I began with, this sharing of this, when that happens, it actually happened the other day when during David's broadcast, he said something in his broadcast, and I can't recollect it now, but it was the same thing. It was an experience I'd had that was really unique and cool. As soon as it was gone, I'd forgotten about it until David was speaking in his broadcast, and it suddenly brought it in again. This beautiful connection to my own essence is the experience, I believe, trying to describe it, put it to words. And then there's always, for me, the challenge on this earthly plane, because when it comes to, I don't even know how to describe them, these things like looking after your computers, looking after the physical things that we live with here and how it all works. And when someone like Simeon shows up with this most clear seeing, like I've never experienced any clarity in anyone before, in a moment, he sees the simplicity, the clarity of everything, how everything works and connects and operates. And I still notice my own ability to get easily distracted by these things. And distracted, I'm speaking of from my own self, from this essence I've been speaking of, from this powerful being that actually has access to everything. But I just got to witness this week where I was once again distracted from the connection, even though I've been given this gift of even a new way of functioning here as a family, as a support system, as we all work together here in the physical world, as we pay our bills and do all the things that you do as human beings here. So I've given an overview of a lot today, but it just was what was mine to share. And more than anything is this excitement of this connection. And the more you stay connected with your creator, with your magic and miracles, the more everything just works. And this unbelievable flow happens. And it's like riding that wave. I just picture a brilliant surfer who is just one with that powerful ocean. And no matter what sort of turbulence is going on underneath, the grace and the beauty of the flow riding that wave is brilliant. So this is just my invitation to any of you who may be watching this today or maybe sometime in the future. To just hop on top of that wave. It's easy if you think about it, or don't think about it. As you hop on that wave, I just saw even the motion of hopping on that wave, and you're jumping up. You're jumping up. You're jumping up to your own connection. It's connecting with the most divine and having the time of your life with ease and joy as more and more surprises show up for us. Like every day is Christmas. Out of nowhere, another miracle, another bit of magic. And it's not going to stop. And there is the wind. Thank you, wind, as I wish you once again with all my heart a perfect life, perfect health, and the most beautifully magic future. Thank you.